Greetings and bienvenue, Midnight Crew. Thank you for returning to this broadcast, and welcome to new viewers joining us for the first time. If you like a video, then feel free to subscribe.
I have a story for you. It's from my time as a security guard in some shitty old factory in Dallas. Be former Marine. Kind of guy that does odd jobs, from debt collector to a cheap plumber. Have a contract under a company that owns a shitty abandoned factory near downtown Dallas. Any of you from Dallas, Texas have probably seen it driving down the highway next to it going in or out of downtown. Anyways, have the graveyard shift. Switch out with old guy at 6 o'clock. Be in little makeshift office they built for me at the corner of the first floor. Watch the cameras doing my usual. They only put cameras on the first 3 floors because if anything got in, I could catch it. By the way, the cameras have night vision because during the night it is completely pitch black because the whole factory is abandoned and no one really goes there except for me and the other guard. Didn't know why they hired anybody to watch this factory since they never do anything with it. As I watch the camera in my office, I start to hear what sounds like scraping. Sounds like someone is dragging something metal across the second floor. Check cameras, all glitched out and not working. Scraping continues. Know that it has to be a person, since there is nothing on the second floor or third floor. Don't know if there is anything on the 4th floor or any other floor above that, because I was told not to go up there. Grab a 9mm I have, and put it in my waistline as I start to walk to the stairwell. Walk up the stairs with a flashlight and shine it at the big room that is the second. See nothing, and the scraping has stopped. Search the second floor, find nothing. Walk to the stairwell and shine my light up the stairwell. See a black figure looking down at me from the 6th floor. Fucking hell.jpg. Start shouting that I have a gun and they are not supposed to be here. No response. Decide that I'll just go get them if they won't come out. Make my way up the stairs. Hear the scraping again, this time on the 6th floor. Reach the 5th as I flash my light into it out of curiosity. The whole floor has old factory equipment covered in cobwebs. Get to the 6th floor. Whole floor is just giant rolls of metal. Start searching the floor and find a makeshift homeless camp. On the dirty bed is a bloated, putrid corpse. Gag at the smell. The corpse smells just how an old corpse would smell, except there was an extra wet smell to it. Inspect the corpse to see if any sign of the cause of death. The body is bloated, and it appears that his throat was slit. Search the area. Find the source of the smell. A dead, bloated coyote. Same thing with the corpse. The throat was slit. Just dismiss it, since it is just a coyote. Now I suspect that these two were killed by someone, since I couldn't find a knife or any sharp object on the floor. I was pretty certain that the thing at the stairwell was the person who killed the two. Knew that the person had to have been there for a while, since the corpse seemed to be a few weeks old. Put a magazine in my 9 and start to make my way up the stairs carefully, with my flashlight shining in front of me. Make my way to the 7th. See a pentagram on the entrance next to it. A little weird since there is no graffiti on the building or in it. Start to slowly search the floor. Start to hear the scraping noise again. This time, it is on the same floor. Point my gun in the direction. See a black figure run out of sight of my flashlight. Try to follow it as I shout that I have a gun, and I will shoot. Hear what seems to be a growl. My flashlight starts to flicker. No fuck.jpg. Flashlight starts to go out and occasionally come on. Can't see shit. Flashlight flickers on and I see the figure. It is a man. He's wearing a goat skull, has a robe. My eyes widen as I point my gun at it and shout at him. Flashlight flickers. He's running at me. There is a giant pentagram on the floor. I shoot at it in the dark, hearing a thud as blood flies all over my face. I gag a little as I try to get my flashlight to work. No body. No sign of the goat furry. Sigh as I start to walk forward. Step on something. Look down to see what seems to be a dagger. Has a weird symbol on it. All of a sudden hear a loud whack. Blackout. Wake up in the hospital. Old guy is there. He asked, "What happened?" Tell him everything. His face is pale as I tell him. He tells me that there was a guy that would stare at him from across the street of the factory. Said he wore a goat mask. Apparently, the old guy found me on the first floor. My car and office was completely vandalized with scratches all over them. The office had red splattered everywhere. The cameras were destroyed. Car was destroyed. I still don't know what the fuck happened. I'll answer questions to the best of my abilities.
Dead bodies and shit on top floor, nothing else about that. What the fuck? There's no way the police aren't doing shit about this. Not satisfied.
They really don't care about homeless people. You're more likely to hear about someone killing a middle-class citizen than someone killing 30 homeless people. Sad, but true. All they really did was take the body. They didn't do anything about the coyote. The company cleaned the place up. Nobody has been anywhere higher than the third floor.
So a bit of a background. I work as a night shift security guard at a local warehouse. There are two of them, but the one I'm talking about is larger than the other. It is about half the size of a Costco. It is filled with aisles of products, all boxed up and put in pallets. Pick-related, but my aisles are all uniform. Working night shift covering for a guy. Have to do walk-arounds every hour. Hate going through Building 2 because it gives me the creeps. Always feel like something is watching me. Around 2 a.m. now. Get up to do my walk-around. Go through Building 1 just fine and go to Building 2. As I open the door to Building 2, my flashlight starts flickering. It flickers for about 5 seconds and dies. No dot, JPG. Fast walk over to my booth and grab the spare. All right, so I'm a Catholic. I was raised to bless myself with holy water all the time as a kid. Do the sign of the cross with some holy water because I just have a weird feeling. Go back to Building 2 and start walking along one side of the aisles. The only light placement is directly above me. Everything else is pitch black. As I'm halfway down these rows, my radio starts to give me feedback. No dot JPG. Turn it off, get chills and keep going, walking slightly faster. Officially spooked. Nearing the end of the warehouse, I shine my light down an aisle. Do a double take because I thought I saw something. Shine my light down again. There's a shadow behind a pallet, about 6 feet tall. Absolute blackness, like staring into a void. Have this weird feeling in my forehead and chest. Directly in the spots I placed holy water. Not a burning, sort of like a tingly feeling. fuckno.jpg.exe.mpeg.gif.webm. My heart is beating out of my chest. Sprint to the exit and go back to the booth. So spooked I stand outside and just pace for like 2 hours. The rest of the time I was there, I kept getting motion sensor readings from the cameras inside Building 2. I don't know if it was me, but I kept seeing transient shadows on the cameras too. This was all about 6 months ago. Since then, I still see little shadows and get feedback on my radio whenever I work the night shift. I'm quitting soon. Fuck this place.
Be me, around 12 or 13. Parents just got a new house. The house is a moderate size, built in the 70s or something like that. It is built on a hill, so 3.5 floors. Always get spooked from the master bedroom, which was left of the entryway. Always felt like I was being watched when inside it. About a month after, sitting in my room, hanging out on the interwebs. Am thirsty, need a soda, move to go down the stairs. My room is on the upper floor, so I have to pass the master bedroom. Parents don't sleep in the master bedroom because it is at the front of the house. Walking down to the entry floor. The light in the office, which is across from the master room, was on. The master bedroom is barely lit, but mostly dark. I always look inside because it is a spooky room. Look inside. freeze as I see movement. Something starts to come out of the master bathroom, which is left of the entry to the masters. It looks like a small child in size. I don't have any siblings or brothers. It seems to stagger out, as if struggling to walk. Too dark to see it. Its head is slightly hunched over. Then I make a horrid discovery. Its legs are inverted at the knees. Fuck, shit, no P, get the fuck out of there, .jpg. Scream at the top of my lungs and run back into my room. Shut myself inside for about 30 minutes, sitting and thinking about what just happened. Decide to leave, needing to get downstairs and tell my parents. Turn the corner that has the master's entrance. No sounds heard at all from inside. Bolt it, not even looking inside as I round the barrier leading downstairs and into the living room and kitchen. Ask if she heard me scream. No? WTF, I screamed at the top of my lungs. All right, I say, too paranoid to say that I saw a spooky monster in the bedroom. Stay down there for a few hours before moving back upstairs. I took a quick look at the masters to see nothing. Stay upstairs for the rest of the night. It has been a few years since that. It hasn't happened since then. I still look inside every time I pass. Never sleeping in there.
Be me. Be working at a gas station. Right off the interstate in this small town, like 600 people. The town doesn't even have its own police cops. Be like 3 a.m. This gold-colored muscle car comes tearing off the ramp into the parking lot. No one else around. The guy gets out. Long, scraggly brown hair, a weathered face. He strolls in, walks up to the counter and just stares at me. Sir, can I help you? Do you need cigarettes? Are you lost? Sir? He just stands there, staring at me for what seemed like forever. It was just 5 minutes or so. Suddenly he turns around, and watching me over his shoulder, starts to walk back to the door. He nods at me once, and exits the building, still staring at me over his shoulder. The guy gets to his car, opens the door and stands there behind the door just staring at me. At this point I'm calling the police, but it will take forever because the town has no cops, so the county sheriff's police must respond. I locked the door, but the building was practically made of glass. The locks weren't going to help. The guy just stands there another 5 minutes staring at me. Finally, he gets into his car and tears off back up the ramp onto the expressway. The cops arrive, take a report. I nabbed his plate number for them and gave them the video recording of the lot from that night. The manager came. It was a big to-do. One of the county deputies used to come into the store and get free coffee. One night about 3 months later, he stopped by. I asked about the report I'd filed about the weird staring guy. The police had stopped him a few miles down the road. He was acting weird, but they didn't really have a reason to hold him, so they let him go. Until a week later, my cop friend tells me that the guy from that night was in an accident in another state. Killed instantly. A big mess. But in his trunk, investigators found a desiccated corpse that turned out to be his long-dead wife. My face when that corpse was in his trunk the whole time he stared at me.
I have a story for you. This just happened a couple months ago. Okay, here goes. Starting internship this summer. Job is in Massachusetts. I'm from Georgia. Drive is around 18 hours, so I decided to split it into 2 days. Looking for a place to stay online. Come across a camping place in Virginia. Mostly cabins, too expensive for me. They offer one affordable option. It's an old camper in the woods. Pictures show it to be in okay condition. Pics of the surrounding area look nice. Woods, hiking trails, lake. Cheaper than a hotel. Seems like a nice relaxing way to start the summer before work all the time. Book it. Fast forward to the day of the trip. Driving along, all is going well. On the interstate going around 75 miles per hour, about an hour out from the campsite. Tell the owners I'll be there soon. Freaking deer comes out of nowhere, smash it. Lucky it hits more on the side of the car, not windshield. Car is all messed up looking, but still drives. Tell the owners I'll be late, deal with insurance stuff. Still able to drive, they tell me to get to Massachusetts for inspection. Get back on the road. Total setback like an hour. Finally arrive. Meet owners so they can show me the way. Winding uphill on a dirt road. It had stormed earlier, so the road was all mud. Tires spun a few times, but I was making it up. See the campsite ahead. Owner stops as soon as the road levels a little bit. Tells me ahead is much too muddy, go back a little. There is a flat parking space-shaped spot between some trees. Leave the car there and hike up a quarter mile to the campsite. Owner shows me the camper. It's old and muddy and kinda gross. They say no fires because this is in a national park, so I have to purchase firewood from them. Owner leaves. It's already getting dark. No time to explore and enjoy the scenery. No time to explore and enjoy the scenery. Plus, it is a muddy mess. I make a tiny fire anyway to make dinner. Pretty much just go inside, make some phone calls, go to sleep. Indoors is somewhat comfortable. The bed is clean, has heating. The storms made it cold. Starting to fall asleep, get an uneasy feeling. Thinking about the woods and stuff I've read here. Put a pocket knife on the shelf next to the bed. A bit later, hear the crunching of leaves. Immediately think of skinwalkers, the rake, wendigo, all that. Then think of squirrels, deer, normal stuff. Feel better. Hear it getting closer. Decide to look. Peek through the tiny window above the bed. My heart stops for a moment. Looks like a human figure. A tall, hunched-back silhouette. Super dark because of the clouds, so I can't get a clear look. I can't make out any colors, but it is a slim figure. Seems to lack the bushiness of clothing or fur. Reassured, but not really, that the door locks. Hold the pocket knife tightly. It wanders through the campsite area, pauses at the fire pit. It walks kind of weird, like every step is deliberate and the whole body swings with its feet. I don't look away. It eventually moves off around the front of the camper, hear the crunching fade away. My heart is beating so fast. Think about just leaving. Remember that my car is kind of far through deep mud and I will probably just slide down the mountain into a tree. After a while of hearing nothing but still not being able to sleep, I put on a movie on my laptop. I fall asleep at some point. Next morning, it is the first thing I think of. Nervously go to the door, look around the campsite, see weirdish footprints in the deep mud. Look mostly like human footprints, but like a person walking on tiptoe. Head back inside to get my stuff. Now I notice that the footprints come from the other direction right to the door of the camper. No. See a trail of footprints. From the door to the back of the trailer, where the bed is, the footprints are rotated to face the camper. Right, outside, the window. Picture that unknown thing watching me sleep. Immediately grab my stuff, leave. Don't even tell the owners. Make it down the mountain somehow and continue on my way north. That is all. I still don't know what I saw. All pictures are not related.
I was 16 years old. The week before Christmas, we always had my dad's brothers and sisters over for dinner. That year, only my 3 aunts and their husbands could make it. Our home was one of those 1960s single-level ranch homes. One long hallway from the door at one end of the house, powder room, door to the basement, door to the garage. To the other, door to the guest bathroom, a 3-foot hall left to my room, a 3-foot hall right to my parents' room, with the main door to the house right in the middle. From the front door, you can see the length of the house, plus the back door, so you can see all entrances. We always left the guest bathroom light on and the powder room light on. It was enough to see anywhere in the hall okay. It was a nice meal. The adults hung around and talked. Pretty soon people started leaving. Only Aunt J and Uncle H are left, and we are all at the door as they leave when someone walks from my room to my parents' room. No one saw them directly, but we all heard the footsteps, and there was a shadow cast down the hall. The steps were enough that we all turned, but it was dark in the hall with a light behind. Just the silhouette of a man, thin, not too tall, 5'8" max. Aunt J says, "Who was that? Everyone is here." Me, Uncle H, and Dad all check it out. Both rooms are empty, no doors out, the windows are closed and locked. It is December in Michigan. Check everywhere. No one, nothing, no pets. Go outside. Fresh snow, no footprints. Me, my sister, and 4 adults all saw someone in the house when there wasn't anyone in the house.
Be me, 14 or 15. Mom got a new job after quitting her last one. She works as a warehouse accountant. I swear, warehouses seem to always have the weirdest shit. Have to go there on the weekend with my mother, father, and a few of their friends to help clean up. My mother keeps talking about how it is absolutely filthy there. We are talking rat feces, mold, and cobwebs in areas because there is no janitor or cleaning person. She talks about how she is going to get a health inspector someday. Walk in. She was right, it is filthy in here. I have to go to the bathroom. Hey Mom, I'll be right back, gotta go to the bathroom. Walk into the bathroom. Immediate feeling of being watched. The bathroom looks like a larger version of a gas station bathroom. Go to the bathroom, get out fast. So, did you see anyone? What the fuck? No? My mother was never one to call something haunted. She was around 45 years old at the time, too. Haha, okay. Every time I go in there, I feel like I'm going to open the stalls and find a dead woman sitting there. I swear this place is haunted or something. Holy shit, what? Wow, okay, I say. Kinda creeped out, but not that fazed. Walking around the back of the warehouse, it isn't really large. Look to the right. See what looks like a black man wearing a red sweater and blue jeans past the corner behind a huge stack of boxes and shit. What the fuck? JPEG. Decide to investigate because black men don't scare me. See that it turns into a very sudden dead end. No man in sight. No .JPEG. Go back and tell my mother. All right, we'll send someone back there. I swear I feel we are not alone. They go back and check, see nothing. Leave, feeling creeped out and not wanting to go back. My mother keeps coming home every day talking about how she feels like she isn't wanted there. One day my stepfather has to leave because my mother called for him to come help her with stuff. They come back. I swear to God I'm quitting. I can't deal with this shit anymore. Asked what happened. I was walking around near the office complex area. Every time I go in there, it feels like someone is either following me or watching me. Sometimes it feels like they don't want me there. Anyways, I was walking around, your stepfather in the main warehouse, when it felt like something grabbed the back of my neck. When I turned, nothing was there. But then I felt like something was coming for me right there and then. It truly felt like I was in danger. I needed to get out because I knew that whatever was in there did not want me in there. She was completely calm, albeit a little nervous, but she didn't sound like she had just seen something. Well, fuck. The warehouse either got demolished or burnt down 2 years later, I don't remember.
Christmas Eve several years ago, driving up to my cousin's with my family for dinner, sitting in the back seat behind the driver. My cousins live in a nice neighborhood with many big houses with lots of windows. The front right side of my cousin's house features a window that peers into their office room. Finally approaching the house, pull into the driveway. Something feels off. I see an elderly man sitting in a chair, his back facing the office window. He has white hair and a white sweater. Who the fuck is that? He rises from the chair. I still can't recognize him. As we pull in closer to the garage, the window becomes obscured. Can't see shit now. "Did you guys see that?" my sister asks first. Everyone else saw it too. Walking to the front door, the window becomes visible again. The man is gone. I convince myself it must have been a relative, even though something didn't feel right. Tell my cousins what I saw. They start freaking out. No one that night was wearing a white sweater. They have moved to a new house since then.
I'll contribute. Not the spookiest story ever, but it scared me at the time. Be me, like 16. Go over to stay at my friend's house. His parents were rarely home, so it was sort of a free-for-all. My friend, I'll call him W, lives in a suburban area with houses still being built. A mutual friend, call him C, also staying over, playing vidya, watching YouTube videos, doing teen stuff. C suggests around midnight to go exploring in his neighborhood. Sure, why not? BMP. Walking along, we reach a block full of houses under construction. W says he just got a lockpick set, wants to try it out on some of these locks. We try a few, unsuccessful. Get to one house, the door is already unlocked. Whatever, let's go in. Nothing surprising, but it has an ominous feeling to it because it is really quiet and dark, using the light from our phones to see. My friends are a little more rascally than me. They decide to mess some things up in the house. Put caulking all over the freshly laid tiles, spit on things. Typical dumb stuff. W goes to the basement to piss. He comes back after a few minutes. We're all laughing about it. All of a sudden we hear a loud-ass bang from the basement. We're not alone.jpg. We all go dead silent and start walking toward the basement to see what that sound was. W says he didn't see anything down there. We go down there. The light from our phones illuminates the basement because it is pretty small. Nothing out of the ordinary. A small side room off of the main basement, nowhere for anything to hide. We all wonder if we are just hearing things. Suddenly, another loud bang. Fucking nope, we all book it out of there. I had no idea what that sound could have been. It sounded kind of metallic, like a furnace starting, but louder. But this house was under construction and didn't have a furnace or anything like that in it yet.
Fucked up shit a few years ago in college. B19, just got off work. Walking across an old, crusty parking lot to my car. Spoopy and dark midwinter, but whatever. Halfway to my car and a gross old guy comes up to me. Harry Dean Stanton.jpg. He pulls out a knife, never breaking eye contact with me, and asks if I want to buy it. Oh great, another fucking tweaker.mp3. No thanks, and I try to walk away. The old creepy guy won't let me past him. He keeps insisting I buy his knife. I figure he's homeless or something, so I hand him a bill and shove him aside, get to my car and drive to my apartment. All the lights are on and stuff, so that means my roommate is home. Enter the bathroom. My roommate is in the bathtub unconscious. It appears he attempted suicide by slashing his wrists. My face when on the floor is the same exact knife that the sketchy old fuck tried to sell me in the parking lot. I called the cops but didn't mention my encounter. Fortunately, my roomie survived, although he spent some time in a ward. I never mentioned it to him either. I've never seen the old guy since then either.
I hope that you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. If you enjoyed tonight's story, then please subscribe to the channel as more Greentext will appear daily. A new broadcast will appear when the clock strikes midnight Central Time.